everyone, I'm Princess Link, and today we are going to be talking about Metal Gear's queer rep. Before you try and get mad at me or whatever, I love Metal Gear. Okay, like, look at this shirt that I'm wearing. It's the people arguing over which Metal Gear character is a gay shirt. I have you can kind of see my sweet Snake figures that I spent so much money on for no reason. I love Metal Gear, okay? It's just, I was thinking about how most of the canonically queer characters in Metal Gear, there's flying here, fall into a stereotype of queerness. Like, we've got predatory lesbian, Strangelove, who pretty much flat out molests Paz. Like, she's putting sunscreen on her and all that stuff. An effeminate gay man who was literally just created as a parody of another character who people hated, who just was very feminine, and people just did not like him. It's Rykov. We got Ocelot, who is a queer man. I don't know if he's meant to be gay or bisexual or what, but he's absolutely not straight. And with the torture fetish, he canonically gets off on torture. And then we got Scott Dolph, who is dead. He's just dead. And then there's Vamp and Volgin. I don't really know what's up with them. They're just kind of weird characters. They don't... And then for characters who aren't canonically queer, but are more or less accepted by the fandom as being some form of queer, Kaz is pretty much accepted by the fandom as being bisexual, and he falls into the slutty bisexual stereotype. Like, what is that? And then Psycho Mantis is just assumed to be asexual, and he's just an evil asexual. Like, okay? And like, all these characters, except all of these characters are a villain at some point, except Kaz, who again is not ever explicitly stated by the he's never said to be bisexual, but it's more or less accepted by the fandom that he is. Like, yeah, other than him, all of these characters are some sort of villain. And I mean, except like Scott Dolph, and you could make a case for him to be a villain. You could say he is the villain of the, I mean, I guess you could say he's the villain of the Tinker chapter, but he's less a villain and more just somebody who happened to be in Snake and Otacon's way. And again, he gets killed. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. It's like, and again, I love Metal Gear. It's, you know, I mean, and like, okay, Volgin is like, it's heavily, it's, I don't know if it's like implied, or I don't think it's outright stated, but like it's at least heavily implied that he has been sexually assaulting Eva. I haven't played most of Metal Gear Solid 3. I played for like 2 hours and then got bored because I missed Otacon. Yeah, but like, I will say that from what I know about Metal Gear Solid 3, from, again, only having played for like 2 hours, Volgin's one redeeming characteristic is that he does genuinely care for his boyfriend, who is Vikov. And, I mean, hey, I like that. Like, he's just like a complete monster otherwise, but he does genuinely care for his boyfriend. And yeah, like, Strangelove is the one canon WLW, woman loving woman, in the entire series, and she is murdered by a straight man. Like, okay, no thank you. And I mean, look, I mean, we're not gonna get into Huey today. He's not really relevant. But yeah, it's, and then, in the, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Metal Gear Solid 3 had these little, like, videos of just random stuff happening, okay? And one of them was called Snake Racer, where Raiden goes back in time to try and kill Big Boss. Not because, if Big Boss died, Solidus never would have existed, and then he wouldn't have, his parents wouldn't have been killed, and he wouldn't have become a child soldier, and generally the world would be a better place. But because he wanted to be the main character of the series instead of Solid Snake. And, it's generally played for comedy, like, Raiden's just, all this bad stuff happens to Raiden. And one of these bad things that happens to him is that he gets sexually assaulted by Volgin, who mistook him for Rykov, and it's played for comedy, basically. And it's like, okay, so it's funny when a queer man sexually assaults another man? Which is, it's even weirder when you think about how Otacon's sexual assault was handled. He was sexually assaulted. We're not going to get into that today, but just know that, like, if you say anything about, if you joke about Otacon being sexually assaulted, I will kill you. I won't, but don't say any of that in the comments. I will delete it or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah. It's, I don't know why that was a thing that had to happen. Like, okay, what? And then another one of these bad things that happens to Raiden is that he and Ocelot kiss by accident. But yeah, like, other than the sexual assault, and it's generally just pretty goofy, and even though the sexual assault was played for laughs, which is not a fan, but yeah, I mean, okay. You could say that, oh, it was a different time. So? You shouldn't be joking about sexual assault, dude. Like, I mean, it's not shown on screen, but like, I don't really remember how. I think it, like, the camera shows something else and you just hear, like, Raiden screaming or something. I don't really remember, but yeah. It's, like, why? Why? My guy? Yeah, I don't know who was, like, in charge of those thingies. I mean, they're all just generally these goofy little things that are going on in Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, Big Boss and the Boss having a really intense game of rock, paper, scissors that ends with the boss losing and then, like, firing a nuke or something. Or Big Boss trying to eat the boss's horse just because he's Big Boss. And then there's this whole thing about Raiden trying to erase Solid Snake from existence so he can be the main character, and that involves him getting sexually assaulted for absolutely no reason. Anyway, anyway, it's I don't. Anyway, Vamp and Vulcan are weird characters because, like, I don't really know how to describe them. I mean, they're not weird characters. They're just, compared to all the other queer characters in Metal Gear, canonically queer, or accepted by the fandom to be queer, they're just hard to describe quickly. Vamp is a vampire, but not really. He's just called Vamp because he's bisexual. And he's a villain. He murdered a teenager, and he drinks blood, and he's just... Okay, Vamp is a very weird character. Even outside the context of this video. And then Vulcan is just an absolute monster. He's a rapist, or implied to be a rapist, and he freaking fires nukes for no freaking reason. And he's bisexual. I don't know, man. I'm just... But, like, if you look at, like, Snake and Otacon, who are never, like, stated to be queer, they just... I don't know. They just have a weird relationship. In that they... I mean, have you seen them together? I'm trying not to approach this as somebody who, like... I'm trying to approach this, I can't say the word, not as someone who does think that Snake and Otacon were a couple, but as just someone who's like, okay, what's up with these two? Like, they literally raise a child together. I don't know what else I can say. Like, they are very close friends, and their relationship is weird. It's weird. They have a weird relationship for supposed close friends and not boyfriends, is what I'm trying to say. And they have just, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it, but like if you look at them versus like Vulcan and Rykov, or I don't know, what, they are just like with Snake and Otacon, they're more like people who happen to just be queer and in a relationship. And I mean, I guess a lot of the other characters are kind of like that, except for like Rykov, because again, he was literally just a parody of Raiden because people really hated Raiden when Metal Gear Solid 2 first came out. And yeah. But like, the thing is, Snake and Otacon don't like fall into any like stereotypes. They're just like two people who might be queer. I don't know. And I mean, I guess you could say that it's queer baiting or whatever, but like, I don't know, man. I mean, you can say that it's not. It doesn't matter, really, because that's not what this video's about, man. But yeah, like, Rykov is very much a joke character, and actually, I would say that Rykov is probably the most homophobic character on this list, on the very short list of queer characters in Metal Gear. I literally made a list of, I mean, not of the characters, but of like what stereotypes they fall into, and then there's Vamp and Vulcan, because again, they don't really fall into any stereotype, but they aren't exactly like, you know? Also, before I forget, if you freaking say that asexual people are straight or whatever, asexuality isn't queer, shut up. I'm going to block you. I probably should have mentioned that I am, in fact, queer. I'm not just some straight person talking about this before I said queer a whole bunch, because, you know, the history with the word and all that. Anyway, yeah, I'm bi and asexual, so yeah. Also, before I get anything, this Harry Potter thingy in the background, I got it for Easter like 2 or 3 years ago. I did not spend money on it. Okay, I hate JKI. I think she sucks, and if I say anything more, I might get banned from YouTube. No, it's off topic, but like, JKI, shut up. Stop. Just delete Twitter. Stop. Just go away. And that's all I'm saying on that. Anyway. But yeah, Rykov is, I think, the most homophobic, or not homophobic. He's not homophobic, but like he himself, but as a character, he is homophobic. If that makes sense, like that he just he doesn't hate gay people, but his character is homophobic. Whatever. If you know, you know. Just because, I mean, yeah, he was a parody of Raiden, and what do we do? Why not make him gay if we're making fun of a very feminine man? Look, I'm not, and like, just because a man is feminine or a woman is masculine does not automatically mean they are queer. Did homophobia have something to do with the intense hatred for Raiden? I don't know. I wasn't even alive when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. It came out like 2001, right? I wasn't born. I wasn't alive. But is Vykov's existence homophobic? Absolutely. Like, and like, you can literally kill him and it doesn't matter. Though he does reappear in Portable Ops, which is technically not canon. But apparently Gray Fox being white now is canon. Okay, whitewashing. Anyway, it's not relevant. I'm just angry. Yeah. Gray Fox was half Vietnamese in Metal Gear 2, but then in Portable Ops he's suddenly white. Like, okay, dude, that's whitewashing. Also, Decoy Octopus did blackface. I guess. I don't know. It's not relevant. Why? And, like, okay, you could talk about the racism in Metal Gear. Like, for example, Metal Gear Solid 2 was going to have 2 more Dead Cell members. One was called Old Boy, and the other was called Chinaman. And I genuinely don't know if it makes it better or worse that he was not even Chinese, he was Vietnamese. Like, okay, what? Like, does that make it better or worse? But like, dude, I'm a white person, and that sounded bad. I'm not saying that white people shouldn't talk about racism. I'm just saying that, like, I guess I just don't really feel like it's my place. Like, no, it's not that either. It's more like I feel like I wouldn't, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Like, I, as a white person, wouldn't be like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I just cannot think of the words. I I don't think I'm like the best suited to talking about that, I guess. Like, it wouldn't be as, like, I guess, genuine as if like a person of color was talking about it. Which is, I mean, why I decided to make this video. You know? Like, anyway, I think I'm gonna end this here. If you like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!